Baby, let me tell you something. When a heart breaks slow, it don't make no sound. It just settles deep, like dust on an old photograph. When my husband Earl passed, that's exactly what happened. The noise of life just stopped. The TV still worked, the kettle still whistled, the birds still sang outside, but it all sounded far away, like I was listening from another room. The man I'd spent 40 years with was gone, and suddenly the world didn't know what to do with me. You see, Earl wasn't just my husband. He was my rhythm. Every morning he'd hum some old blues tune while he brewed the coffee, and I'd fuss about how he always left sugar on the counter. He'd laugh, kiss my cheek and say, "You love me anyway, Della." And I did. Lord, I did. We built a life full of little habits, dancing in the kitchen on Fridays, sitting on the porch at sunset, arguing about nothing, just so we could make up later. Then one day, that laugh, that hum, that voice, gone. The first few nights after his funeral, I couldn't even sleep. I kept staring at his pillow, thinking maybe if I stayed awake long enough, he'd walk back through that door. The bed felt too wide, too empty. So I started sleeping on his side. His pillow still smelled faintly of his aftershave, Old Spice and something sweet, and that scent felt like a hug. It gave me comfort, even when my heart was splintered. People meant well. They brought casseroles, flowers, sympathy cards, and every one of them said the same thing. "You'll move on, Della. Time heals." But baby, time don't heal. It just teaches you how to carry the pain without dropping it. I didn't want to move on. I wanted to remember. So I kept his coffee mug in the cabinet, right where he left it. I still ironed the pillowcases in pairs. I kept the radio on his favorite station, even when it played static. It made the silence feel less cruel. Months rolled by, and every night I slid into his side of the bed like it was a doorway back to the life I lost. Sometimes I'd talk to him out loud. "Earl, you see what that neighbor did now?" I'd say, or, "Baby, these tomatoes came up good this year." One night, I laughed so hard telling him a story about Miss Brenda's dog that I startled myself. I realized my laughter had dust on it. It had been so long since I'd heard it. One evening my daughter, Shonda, came over. She looked around and said, "Mama, you gotta stop living in a museum." I looked at her and said, "Child, I ain't living in a museum. I'm living in memory. And there's a difference." See, I wasn't stuck. I was remembering the man who taught me how to love gentle and steady. But one morning, exactly a year to the day since he passed, I woke up and the light coming through the curtains was different. It was softer, warmer. I sat there and realized something. I'd been surviving, not living. I touched Earl's pillow and said, "Baby, I think it's time." That night, I slid back to my side of the bed for the first time in a year. It felt strange, like the first step on shaky legs, but it also felt right. That night, I dreamt of him. He was smiling, sitting on that old porch swing, humming like he used to. When I woke, I didn't cry. I smiled back. It was like he was saying, "Go on, Della. You still got some dancing left to do." Now, every morning, I pour 2 cups of coffee. One for me, one for him. I take mine out to the porch and talk like he's sitting right there. I tell him about the neighbors, the weather, the church gossip. And when the wind rustles the trees, I swear it sounds like he's Logan. You see, baby, grief ain't about letting go. It's about learning to hold on differently. Love don't die. It just changes its shape. Earl might not be here in the flesh, but he's in every sunrise I wake up to, every song I hum when I'm washing dishes, every time I catch myself smiling for no reason. So if you've lost somebody, don't rush to pack away their memory. Sleep on their side of the bed if you need to. Keep their picture close. Say their name out loud. Do whatever helps your heart remember that love like that don't fade. It becomes part of you. And one day, when the ache softens and the quiet don't scare you anymore, you'll wake up, stretch, and realize the world's been waiting for you to come back to it. You'll stand up, take a deep breath, and maybe even dance again, Because that's what the people who loved us most would have wanted. That's what I know for sure, sugar. The heart don't break to stay broken. It cracks so the light can find a way in.